What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thanks for joining me. I have big news for you today. The channel is changing names, but I'll have more on that in just a little while. We'll talk about it, kind of why and where I'm coming from, and hopefully by the end of it, you will understand that. I've got the truck loaded up, so the main focus of today is planting food plots. We're about to head down to the farm. I've got two spots, some little hidey-hole plots that we're going to plant, and these are going to be budget plots. We're only going to be down $100 for both of these plots, so hopefully they will go well. I'm nobody's botanist, but we've got camera gear and seed and fertilizer, so hopefully we can get it done. We're going to hit the road, and I'll holler at you when we get there. All right, guys, so we have made it to the farm. We are down here. I've got the zero turn on the trailer. I told you this was going to be a budget plot, so we're going to get on that. But first, I want to tell you about the name change of the channel. As of right now, the channel is just my name up on the channel. So I've put a lot of thought into it, and the channel is going to be renamed New Age Hunting. The reasoning behind that is, if you feel like me, you might feel like you were born about 20 years too late. There's sort of this golden age of whitetail hunting that happened between, the 90s, the early 2000s, and even on up into the 2015 time frame, when the market was just wide open. The industry was in its, infancy, and people were grabbing it by the handful. The industry was blowing up. And nowadays, it seems like maybe it's a little saturated. There's a lot of influencers out there, a lot of personalities. Deer populations have increased, not necessarily in a good way. A lot of antlerless deer and things like that. It seems like if you're trying to get into the industry or just trying to be your average hunter, it seems like you might have missed the golden age of whitetail deer hunting. And I've had that feeling before. And when I decided to make this channel, maybe I could encourage a new age of whitetail hunting. That's why I think that a new age is a good name for this channel. So that's what I'm going to be moving forward with. And so with that comes this pride in hunting in 2024 and on. There's a lot of challenges today that people didn't face in that golden age of whitetail hunting. The lockdown of private land and the limiting of access and things like that. It can be hard to even find a place to hunt. There's a lot of guys that I'm sure would just love to go hunting, but they can't find a place to do it, and it's just sad. So but there's other challenges. We've got high-powered crossbows, we've got other weapon seasons closing in on archery season and stuff, but just a lot of challenges, and we'll go through some of those challenges in later videos and try to tackle some of those. But this whole channel is going to be about the fact that it is not over. Whitetail hunting is, it's going to stay around forever, and you hear people talk about it. Your big name titans in the hunting industry talking about how they want to pass down to future generations and instill in them a love for hunting that they found when they were a kid. I want to be a part of that new generation, the generation that they're talking about, that they want to instill that love into. And for me, it's been a love as long as I can remember. I've always wanted to be outside. I've always wanted to be in the woods. I love whitetail hunting, and it's the greatest thing on earth. And so I hope that, if watching my videos helps to encourage you not to give up on whitetail hunting, that there's still a lot more out there, it's not over, then that would be mission success for me, in my personal opinion. So, but now on to the matter at hand. I got me some Big Time Buck Brunch here. I've got some lime and some fertilizer in the back of the truck. We have only spent $100, pretty much even, $100 on these food plots. So we're going to load everything up. I've got my 0-turn mower and a spreader and a rake and a pole saw because I'm going to clear out a tree to put a tree stand. But other than that, nothing special. We don't have any crazy equipment. Most people have a lawnmower, and so we're going to get out here and get it done and check on my little ground blind. Hopefully a tree hasn't fallen on it because I was an idiot and didn't pick it up. So let's get her loaded up and head into the woods.
Perfect, 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 perfect.
Where bug spray? Well, I got my mower stuck in a washout on the way out to the woods, but I'm a big guy and mowers aren't that heavy, so we got her through it. Big old washout, and onward. I'll take this moment to say, please like and subscribe. That would be great. All right, we made it back here. So let me give you a little rundown of what's going on at this stand location, then we'll get started. So there's my little blind. As you can see, luckily, it is still intact. So that's good. Right up here on top of this hill, not really on top, more on the back side, that's a predominantly leeward ridge here. So that's a lot of buck bedding right up there on the back side of that hill. And then right out here, we have this open area right in front of the blind. And then right down in there, in that little dark area there, that's a trail that goes down into some doe bedding in some pines a little bit older than these. And that's a lot of doe bedding there. So what I'm thinking is the bucks will be cruising down from their bedding area down through this little open area here and scent checking that doe bedding area, which would put me at a wind advantage for them to be checking that doe bedding area. So we're gonna clear this area out, get it mowed up, and get it planted, and y'all just sit back and watch, and I'll do all the work.
Perfect, 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 perfect.
Here's a little lime. You put it out, it neutralizes the acid in the soil, helps bring about some nitrogen and other natural fertilizers, and definitely need to put it out on soil if it's never been planted on before. Now that our lime is out, it's time for some fertilizer. I've just got regular all-purpose fertilizer from Tractor Supply. I'm loaded up with some Big Time Buck Brunch. Time to get it spread out. Now that I've got my Buck Brunch out, I'm going to go in with just some supplemental clover seed. Now I'm just going to cut a few limbs to hopefully let a little bit more light in. All right, guys, here's the finished product. mowed down to the ground, seeded thick with buck brunch, some supplemental clover, limed and fertilized. I trimmed a few limbs to get some more sunlight in, and I put in 2 mock scrapes right here under this cedar branch. They come right out of that trail over there, hit the mock scrapes, head down into the doe bedding there. On to the next one. Hopefully this one will come up. We'll be coming back in a few weeks to check on them. All right, y'all, this is what we're working with. Let's see what we can turn it into. And here's what we got now. We've mowed it a couple of times, trimmed out some limbs, let a little more sun in, opened it up a little bit, got it down to some pretty good looking dirt. It's a little rocky in here, but I don't think it'll hurt those that clover and stuff that's going in here. So not gonna pick a tree yet. I'm thinking maybe that one back in there, but I'm gonna wait and see how the deer use this before I pick a tree, just for wind selection and stuff like that. So here we go, let's plant it up and get out of here. All right, you know the drill now. Let's hit it with some lime. Second lime going in. Seed time. Buck brunch. All right, buck brunch is down. We're about to seed the crap out of this thing with clover. Can't you just see this pretty hillside covered in clover? It's gonna be great. Big deer. Big deer. Okay. Fertilizer. Uno mas. I don't speak much Spanish, but that means one more.
Come here, dear.
Y'all seen that on TikTok? I saw that on TikTok. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Credit to that guy. Food plots are done. It's time to get back to the truck and get loaded up and roll out. It ought to be pretty good, guys. I'm hoping that we get in here, get a deer on the ground. That pine tree looks good for a stand. Anyways, if anything crazy happens on the way back to the truck, I'll let you know. Other than that, y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. Join me next time.